All right, good morning. I'm Chris Burfield, and I'm responsible for the product direction within Metavante's ePayments product line. The product that I'm going to demonstrate for you today is our expedited payments functionality that we've recently launched. And I'm excited to demo this for you for really three key reasons. One is expedited payments fundamentally changes the financial institution's approach to bill pay, converting what has been a free offering to one that generates direct fee income. Secondly, we've managed to wrap a very complex function that has various biller contingencies and different cutoff times into a compellingly simple user experience that will be easily embraced and adopted by consumers. And finally, this is not some pie-in-the-sky hypothetical opportunity, but instead this is something that is supported not only by primary research of consumers, but also by initial adoption data, which I'll share with you in a little bit. I'm demoing the application from within Metavante's award-winning consumer electronic banking platform, but it's actually available through a number of different products as well. This is what I'm demoing with today. All right, to start the demo, I'm going to click on Make Payments. Now, this is the place within online banking that I would normally use to initiate bill payment activity. And what you see is instead of bill payment, I'm coming into a welcome screen or an introduction screen. And this is a tool that we're providing the financial institutions to really drive promotion, awareness, and education about the function, about what this is. And really the goal with this page and with some of the overall functionality is to change consumers' mindset to have them think about the first place to go for an expedited payment is the financial institution. All right, instead of going right into the expedited payments functionality, I'm going to go to the My Bills page. Now this is where the consumer would typically land, and so once they've seen that initial welcome page once, they won't see that again, they would come into this page instead. Now this is the page from a consumer standpoint that I'm accustomed to making a large number of my bill payment transactions. And I say a large number, but not all. What our research indicates is that even consumers who are rabid users of online bill payment are still using other sources, other channels to make payments within their financial lives. For example, they're using Biller Direct sites. They're also using walk-up locations with third parties. Now the reason they're doing that, overwhelmingly based on our research, is speed of posting. And that's really the opportunity that we're trying to address with the expedited payments capability. So it's not trying to shift a free bill payment to a fee bill payment, but instead trying to take all those transactions that are initiated outside of the financial institution today, pull them back, and enable the financial institution to participate in the revenue stream. All right, I said this was simple, so let me go ahead and illustrate how simple that is. All right, I click on expedited payments. Now you note that it's a separate category, and really that's the concept. We want this to be a separate thing in the mindset for the consumer. I'm going to select the drop-down list, and what I'll see at this point is a list of every payee in my system that has some expedited payment capability available. Now, as we've built the solution out, this really effectively becomes almost every payee in my system, and I'll show you why in a moment. Now, in terms of demonstrating this, let me kind of cast out a hypothetical situation. Let's suppose I'm traveling on business, and I realize that I've neglected to make a couple of payments. I've neglected to pay my mortgage, and I've neglected to pay my wireless account. All right, so that's kind of the context for this demo. Let me first start by selecting my mortgage provider, which is U.S. Bank, and I'll click Continue. Now what you see is, again, a very simple screen that provides historical context about the amount of the payment that I made in the past and provides a couple of options. You'll see expedited electronic, which is what I'm going to show you, but you also see overnight check. Now the reason overnight check is important is because it does provide the financial institution with an opportunity to provide an expedited option for every payee, even if it's the gardener down the street. And again, setting the consumer mindset that this is the place to come for expedited payments, we felt that was very important. All right, let me show you how simple this is. I'm going to enter the payment amount, $1,231.76 in this case. Probably not a mortgage in New York, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and click through that I've agreed to the terms and conditions, and I'm going to click Continue. At this point in time, I have the opportunity to review all the information about the payment. It looks good, so I'll click Make Payment. And at this point in time, I get history. Right? I have a confirmation number, the payment's been initiated, and as a consumer, I can kind of breathe that sigh of relief and know that the transaction's been completed. And behind the scenes, the transaction's well down the wires and it's on its way to the payee. All right, now I also said I had a transaction for my wireless account that I needed to make. So let me select Verizon Wireless as my payee. And again, I'll click Continue. In this case, you'll see one key change, and that is there's another option. There's a third option for this transaction type, and that's a card-funded payment. Now I'm going to demonstrate how this works, and then I'll tell you really what makes it so important in the solution set. All right, so again, I'm going to enter in the payment amount, which in this case is $79.86. I'm going to verify the card information is all correct. Now, of course, this is my bank site, so my card information is correct here. The only thing that's not present is the security code, which is the 3-digit code off the back of my card. So I'm going to enter that information in. Again, validate that I've read the terms and conditions, and click Continue Payment. All right, this time, again, as before, I have the opportunity to review it. Everything looks good, so I'll click Make Payment. Now, where this differs is we are actually now initiating this payment on behalf of the consumer at the Biller Direct site using this card. Now, the advantages for the consumer are a fewfold. First, I can use a card to make a bill payment, which traditionally I haven't been able to do, so I get to reap the rewards that I'm currently addicted to as a typical consumer. Secondly, my financial institution records are all consolidated, so all my bill payment activity is in one place, even though I'm making the transaction, actually initiating it elsewhere. From the financial institution, there's another key benefit, and that is it controls the card with which I originate the transaction. All right? So the card that I initiated this was actually one that was issued by my financial institution, and so the benefits, the card fee income that come from initiating this transaction on the Biller Direct site go directly to the financial institution with whom I have my primary relationship. All right, so that's really a very simple explanation for how this works from the consumer standpoint. And again, I can rest easy. I've spent a few dollars, but have completed 2 transactions, and I'm happy to do so because I don't have to worry about late payment fees or adverse impact to my credit report. Overall, what I want to stress today is expedited payments is real. Again, changes the game for bill payment from free bill payment to fee income generating. It changes, we feel very excited about the user experience being very easy to adopt. And finally, this is a real opportunity. Now, when I said it's real, what I mean is adoption. And so in the financial institutions that have rolled this functionality out, we've seen in the first 6 to 8 weeks that between 4 and 5% of consumers have adopted this service. That's a statistic that we're very excited about, and it says a lot about where this functionality is going. All right, well, that completes my expedited presentation on expedited payments. Thank you very much for your time. I look forward to talking to you in more detail.